Hey everybody, Ryan here. I know I didn't do the draft. I know I didn't do a video on that on the first day or two of the free agency. I'm going to be doing a coverage of both. I just got to set them up. I'll just do an overview of the first round of the draft. I'll do a overview of all the signings from free agency because I was waiting for the third day anyways because it usually slows down to next to nothing on that day. So you can really sit there and let it sink in what has happened. Because that first day it just comes hard and fast. So many signings. It's kind of hard to do that first day. I know a lot of people did. And that's fine. But I'd like to process it before I talk about it. So just gonna say that. All right, and I'm sorry. I know I haven't done these in a while. I had my cousin's wedding. I had really bad food poisoning from the wedding. That's what I get for eating vegan food from a food truck. That's what I get. But I am feeling better now. So, getting back to this, I have changed these a little bit because I did not get these done before the draft. But now I'm showing the people they did pick in the first round. So, these videos from here on, from Philadelphia onwards, have that. So, that's a little change and a little few other tinkers here and there, but that's the biggest change. Alright, if you have not done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button especially, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. It helps me out, helps this channel out, and lets you know whatever I post. So, never hurts. And definitely, please comment in the comment section what you think. If you agree, if you don't, that's fine. Just be civil is all I ask. I know, it's the internet. That's not always necessarily possible. But just asking anyways. Here we go. Alright, Philadelphia they're an every other year team. So next year they'll make the playoffs. So that's good news for Philly fans. This year was not a playoff year. This is how it went. They did have a winning record, well, technically. I still personally don't believe that overtime losses should net you points. I don't agree with that system personally, but it is what it is. It's the rules, so oh well. They were 25, 23, and 8. 58 points, good enough for 19th in the league. Not terrible. I mean, the team in front of them, who finished 18th, who's in the next video, Montreal went all the way to the finals. That has to tick off Philly fans just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, like I said from the beginning, Philadelphia is probably my 2A team. It's definitely been one of my favorites because I grew up watching Legion of Doom line. And if you didn't enjoy watching that line, you just were a rival of Philadelphia or you just didn't enjoy hockey back in those days. But their power play this season was 19.2% on the power play. Good enough for 19th out of 31. Midline, they need to work on that for sure. 73.1% on the penalty kill. Good enough for 30th out of 31. Yikes. Is all you can really say. They could not stop a puck on the power play. On the penalty kill. Even if their net was this big, just big enough for the puck to slide in, they probably still couldn't have stopped it. 2.86 is the average on goals for per game, which is good enough for middling, 15th out of 31. This is where they hurt and they needed to fix themselves this year. 3.52 on goals against per game, good enough for first out of 31, which is the worst in the league. Worst. What happened to that Philadelphia defense and the Philadelphia goaltending? I mean, yeah, we don't have Ron Hextall on that team anymore, if only. Well, he's not the GM, I guess. But 160 goals for, 197 goals against. They allowed almost 200 goals this season. Definitely not good enough for a playoff spot, but they honestly weren't far, but still wasn't good enough. All right, key injuries during the season. Sean Couturier, their top defensive center and also one of their better scorers, missed 11 games. Not a horrible amount, but it definitely hurt. Because missing him, I'm not sure he was healthy for half the season. They did play anyways. Then, of course, they had Gus Spear, which I can't remember if he was injured or if he was just scratched. I'm sorry, my phone is buzzing. Phil Myers missed some games, and Robert Hagg missed some games. And Considering none of those three are on the team anymore, if you've been paying attention at all in the offseason, that's saying something. All right, current UFAs. They have Brian Elliott, who we know is already signed, Alex Lyon, Matt Niskanen, who's retired anyway, so it really doesn't matter, and Derek Pouliot. So Brian Elliott, their main goalie this year, because their main young guy faltered this season, hopefully it's just a sophomore slump. Hopefully he doesn't go the Steve Mason route. Well, that one stinks. Sorry, Steve Mason. It's just reality. I'm sorry. Current RFAs. Carter Hart. That's the goalie I was referencing. So he may ask for some. He'll probably get more money, but not as much as if he had a good year last year. I'd say maybe like a 1 year prove it, couple million at most. At most, I would not go over a couple million for him right now until he proves something more than what he did last year. David Kasha, Travis Sanheim, and Connor Bunneman. So Sanheim, Hart definitely are the two big RFAs they want to re-sign for sure. Kasha, depth forward. Bunneman, is he a defender? I never remember what he is. Terrible contracts. I can't say they have anything that's really terrible. I mean, I guess you can say Kevin Hayes down the line, maybe. Van Riemsdyk maybe down the line. I mean, but both of them had good years last year, so it's hard to say right now that they're bad contracts. They're more of down the line they're going to be terrible. So if you're a Philly fan, at least you don't have a terrible contract per se anymore. Who wants out? I can't say anybody necessarily wants out. Philly is a place that a lot of people seem like they want to play in. So I mean, it's definitely a historical city. I mean, I'd say that they definitely have good cheesesteaks, I'm sure. I've never been to Philly personally, so I'm not sure. They do have the Liberty Bell. They have that. And Liberty Hall. So it's a good place to live from what I understand. I'm sure most of the players don't live in Philadelphia proper. They probably live on the suburbs, but still, it's a place that a lot of people want to play. It's a historical city. I mean, the Broad Street Bullies. Who doesn't want to say they played on that team? Sorry, I'm slamming the desk. I shouldn't do that. I definitely would love playing on the Broad Street Bullies if I had been able to play during that time. That would have been awesome. Anyways, I never made it. Definitely never got close. So, don't worry about that. I did punch some people, though. That was quite fun. Especially a guy that drove my head into the boards. He deserved what he got. Moving on. James Van Riemsdyk was their top. Well, James Van Riemsdyk, Claude Giroux, and Jakub Voracek all tied for 43 points for top point getters for his team. Van Riemsdyk, like I said, had a good year. 17 goals, 26 assists. Claude Giroux, 16 goals, 27 assists. And Jakub Voracek, 9 goals, which hurts. Normally he puts up a lot more goals. But 34 assists. I mean, at least he was doing something. It's not like he was invisible, but doesn't matter. He's not on the team anymore. Brian Elliott was the top goalie, 15-9-2, 8.89 save percentage, and a 3.06 goals against average. If that's your best goalie, imagine how bad Carter Hart was. Oh, he did not have good numbers, I will tell you that now. All right, this is how they drafted this year. They trade away their first to get Rasmus Ristolainen. Not sure he was worth that, but it wasn't a great draft anyway, so at least supposedly it wasn't a great draft class. We'll see. I mean, sometimes when they say that, they end up being a really good draft. But sometimes when they say it, it ends up being quite accurate. All right, Samu Tuomala went at 46. Oh my god, I think I said that right. 78, Alexei Kolosov. 110, Brian Zanetti. 158, Ty Murchison. If I say his name is wrong, I am sorry, but chances are these bottom ones you probably will never see anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But I'm sorry if I do butcher your name if you're watching. Ethan Sampson at 174, and 206, Owen McLaughlin. Future outlook. I see them being competitive this season because, like I said, they're every other season team. So, what to see? I mean, if Carter Hart can reclaim what he had 2 years ago, they could be a very good team. Easily. They made some good defensive pickups, I think. Forward-wise, they're about the same. I mean, I wouldn't say there's a huge change there. But they didn't have a problem putting goals in. It was they couldn't stop a damn goal. Sorry, dang. But that's just something they got to work on, and hopefully they can be better team defensively this year, and they're going to be back in their normal division this year, so maybe that makes a difference too. So, I mean, I could see them also being next season. They have some good prospects coming up, so we'll have to see how this works out. But I can see them being competitive this year. I can't say they're going to be competitive for the cup necessarily, but Montreal would never said that either, and they end up being competitive for the cup. So, guesses can be wrong. All right, everybody? Guesses can be wrong. All right. Other than that, that's all I got for you about the Philadelphia Flyers season this last year. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you agree on my future outlook on what I said about the team, or if you have a different view, or if you just want to talk about your team, if they're your team. Go for it. I want to hear. It's always nice to hear. All right. I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.